last guest of the night is the gift, the very gift that I promised, and that is the Heart of ER Shred. That is Mimi Terrell, and Mimi is going to share an update. And yesterday, believe it or not, was Mimi's 500th day shredding. Are you out there, Mimi?
500 days. And I've been marking my days since about the third shred, because I'm like, how many days have I felt this good? And I would look up. So now when I tap on Google, the very top selection for me is how many days since October 3rd, 2020. It's like 2 taps and I get my answer. And it's so much fun. So much.
Well, I love your gear. You look awesome.
Yeah.
You totally rock it. You totally look the part. And I know that you have a lot to share in the way of update. And so real quick though, it's important. Where are you calling from?
Calling from West Palm Beach, Florida.
West Palm Beach, Florida. Who shared ER Shred with you?
My sister, Tracy Williford.
Yes. And she is by profession a
physical therapist.
Yes.
And she also has an IIN degree. And she's done some work and certified herself with Sky Schools so that she can bring breathing techniques to help relieve stress of school-age children. So she's working on that.
She's credible. She's got a lot of credibility. I've worked with her. She's phenomenal. So
she's a true servant heart, a true servant heart.
Yeah, so are you. Okay, and what is your passion?
My passion, I have 2 real passions besides being a professional entertainer. My heart goes out to abandoned and sick, the ferals, animals, abandoned animals, and also the elderly who in a lot of respects are also abandoned. Yeah. You know, when you get to be a certain age and you have 2 generations back, people in the present world tend to just discount you. They look past you, and my heart is with the people of my parents' age in their 80s and 90s, and you know, because they're the ones who brought us up. They're the ones who formed where we are today, and so I give a lot of props to my dad, who was a professional clown. For him, he had a servant heart, and he used to stay after the service and hug everybody, just hug people. So my mom would say, George, I'm taking the car to church today so I can go home and watch football. And he would stay there and hug people.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to declare that the heart of ER Shred has spoken, and part of ER Shred culture is that we will not overlook the elderly. So thank you for that. That's beautiful.
You're welcome. Yeah.
And give us, how about an update?
Okay, well, let me just say my first ER Shred, 11 days, I didn't have all of the supplies I needed. All of my products were in. So I incubated the regular isolane shakes for 5 days before I had the ISO Pro to add to them. So I had 5 days of prep of just putting in the good solid foods, and I didn't have my bone broth yet. But during my first 11 days, I lost 14 pounds and 18 inches. But the biggest difference that I saw was the hard place underneath my ribs went flat, because it was like distended right below my ribs. I stayed in shake and steak for the full 2 weeks and didn't add anything for 3 shreds. So between shred 1 and shred 3, I lost an additional 3 inches off of my waist alone. My total weight loss is 24 pounds and 35 inches. When I got to about shred 8, I think, I posted that, oh my gosh, the cellulite that's been hanging around my lower belly is starting to go away. I attribute that to autophagy, to staying in the consistent cleansing, getting to the 60 hours and getting my autophagy done, because that's what, from what I've read, that's what happens with the people who are morbidly obese. They do consistent fasting, and they're able to they're able to keep from having skin surgery. So everything about the ER shred for me was basically a human experience. I remember a total upgrade and a change for me. I'm bringing back my notes because I turned my phone upside
down. Mimi, can I tell you something real quick?
Yeah. Yes.
Do me a favor. There is no rush.
Okay.
All right. Just take your time. And I know this, I know how meaningful this is to everyone. And I know you're a little bit nervous because I know how it is. The new generation, they want to rush and rip through everything. Not ER shredders. Okay. So just kind of collect yourself, take a big deep breath, and by the way, you look fantastic. I know you just got better from a nasty sickness. But what else is on your heart?
I want to say that when I got sick in December, I was sick, like, I only had the illness for probably 2 weeks solid, ran a fever for 10 days. But my energy and everything, I'm still finding that I'm not 100% back yet.
Yeah.
And I will say that I wasn't able to do any of my nutrition for 3 days. And when I did finally eat after 3 days, it was my mother's comfort food. She sent me soup and some homemade jams. And I'll tell you this, it woke up my sugar addiction to the point where I'm still every day having to consciously avoid putting something in that will trigger that. So I just know that with every day, like Susan would send to me, every day better, right? And I would say, right. Or I'd give her the thumbs up because I really didn't want to answer, but I'm like, that's true.
She was very, of all the people in ER Shred, she was daily asking me how you were. And I know she was checking in on you as well. That's Susan Rothman, our head of the health professional board.
Well, I'll tell you, with coming alive, which did happen for me on day 5. On day 4, I had so much energy, and I'm like, this is unreal that I am cleansing and I'm moving all this sand. I was asked to move sand out of a stall into a paddock, and I took a shovel and moved like a 20 by 25 stall of wet and dry sand. And I just chucked it out into the paddock, and then I went and raked it down, and I just took pictures along the way full of sweat. And I can't believe the total upgrade to my human self. I can tell you this, when I came alive, I was able to have my old endurance back, my stamina, just from doing 4 hours in the morning and doing 4 hours in the afternoon of pretty physical labor. Then everything about my mental capabilities started feeling brighter and more energetic, like more committed, like I can do this. I did lean into the guides. We didn't have the guides back then, but we had a thread. And I remember Jesse would come on and say certain things, and I would reach out to several people, and Jesse encouraged me to increase my calories. I'm like, what? Okay. So, I know. And let me tell you, I was doing what I called the leg project back then, because people were telling me, you're so skinny. And it was just like not a compliment at all. Within just like 2 months time, I was able to put full on from top to bottom 8 inches on each leg, just because I got my runner's leg
strength
back. Yes.
You look, listen, you're coming off a very serious sickness.
Yeah.
You look great, by the way.
Thank you.
But the reason that I'm loving this so much is I'm sure there's a lot of others out there. I'm reminiscing. I remember the posts of you shoveling the stalls. I remember the posts of you on the bike. I remember you talking about your legs growing. And, there's a reason you're the heart of ER Shred, is because you really, for all of us, you captured this. What was that that started coming out of you that was like your kid's self? What was that all about?
Well, a lot is said about drug addicts and alcoholics, that when you start using, you stop maturing. But I don't believe that's so much the reason why I'm a kid at heart. I grew up as a performing clown on stage. My dad was silly. I mean, our school would have fire drills, and he would disconnect the hose on the house, put on a toy fireman's hat, and come running across the street while all the kids were in the front yard, you know, with the fire drill. And he would be, "I'll save you." That was my dad. And he was a banker and a pilot for the Air Force. But he's always had that kid at heart thing. And for me, I think I've always been a champion of other people, but ER Shred made me realize that I can champion myself without feeling like I'm doing the wrong thing. So once I started feeling like I was taking care of me, then everything had a different kind of meaning for me. I literally, my heart just, it's like it swelled to the proportion of I was leading with my heart. I don't even know that I ever led with my heart as a kid, except that, you know, when kids get to choose who's going to be on what team, and there was always the poor kid, the fat kid, the outcast that never got picked on the teams. I would pick one of those kids first, and then I would pick. Then I would pick the best athlete that was left, and then I would pick another one of those kids. And my team was made up of a conglomerate of everybody, and that's who I was from third grade on. I took gymnastics. I was a runner. I went to Junior Olympics. I threw away my possibility of going to the Olympics, but it wasn't part of what was meant to be my journey. I did what I did, running from the age of 8 until I was 17, and then I quit. But listen, I became a professional clown, and I taught clown school, and I've been on stage, and I go and celebrate somebody's first year of life with an entire 3 generations of a family.
Yeah, I want to plug that. I want to plug, if you guys don't know who Mimi Terrell is, the Heart of ER Shred, then please go check out our YouTube channel. She's got a lot of songs that she's written, a lot of ditties, she's sung a lot of songs, and she's provided a tremendous amount of content. I want to acknowledge you because you've made it safe for other people to be their true self.
Oh, thank you. And you know, here's the thing. I've never felt like I was good enough, and I don't know where that came from, except somewhere inside, I've always felt like I could do better. So when I see someone, I recognize phrases, and I kind of feel through the words that I'm reading, oh man, this person needs a little love hit. And I'll go to Messenger and just like grab them up and chat, you know, chat for a while.
Yeah.
I do have a song I'd like to share tonight.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I got this up. All right. So I'm going to do it in the style of postmodern jukebox. This is Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash, but I'm going to do it with a little bit of different flair. There we go. And I wrote this at 3 a.m. about 5 days ago when I realized my 500 days was coming up. I hear the roosters crowing. It's time to get on up. I'll get my coffee brewing and put butter in my cup. A new day is a dawning. I know I'm feeling fine, 'cause I slept just like a baby, and life is so sublime. Now some of us have got jobs and some of us do not, but all of us are showing that our lives have changed a lot. We're all just ER shredding, and lived a lifestyle too. And we're carrying the message that you can join our crew. La 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 la. Now ER Shred is coming. It's just 11 days. But when you wake up on day 12, you will have changed your ways. We're all just loving shredding. It's become lifestyle. And I know that we'll be shredding for a long, long while. Now some of us are farmers and some have got degrees. Some pull out with fifth wheels and some just like to shoot the breeze. Our ER shreds a village and we embrace our tribe. And our spirit guy named Lenny says we have come alive. And our ear shreds a village, and we embrace our tribe. Our spirit guy named Lenny says we have come alive.
All right, hold tight there. That you know that deserves an ovation. You know that deserves. Let me just. Can you just look right here at the gallery? Can everybody go? Feel free to unmute. That deserves some serious.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you so
great.
much.
That was awesome, Mimi.
Sweet. Great job, Mimi.
Way to go, sis.
Fabulous.
God,
We love you.
Call it the Shredders Folsom Blues or something like that. I have to figure out a title.
That was the best.
Oh my God,
Thank you.
Mimi, I think you're just getting better. That's
That was my favorite one.
That's my
That was my
favorite
favorite
one.
one.
Right?
It was fantastic.
Me
What
too.
I'd like
For
to
sure.
My
do,
favorite.
I'd like to, Heather, if we don't have every song in a like in a
We do.
location where there's like a playlist.
We
I mean,
have a Music
Oh,
with
we do.
Mel
We do.
playlist on our YouTube channel, and that will be edited out
Of
and
course
added.
we do.
it's hilarious that I didn't know that. I'm sorry. There's a lot to keep track
you-
of, but I'm glad we could announce.
I got this. Don't you worry. Let me organize.
I messed up one line, but you know what? I'm not striving for protection. I'm for perfection. What I'm striving for now is to accept the fact that I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
And it's a performance.
Let me mute everybody here. Mimi, hold on.
All right.
Let's see what I did. I made a boo-boo here. 1 second. Just need to everybody,
I
if you
need to
could mute
unmute?
yourself, that'd be awesome because I can't see that one screen that shows that. Okay, Mimi, thank you so much.
You're
You
welcome.
are a gift. I hope everybody understands why I said there was a special gift at the end of the call. You are the gift. I want you to know how much we love you. You're just unbelievable. I mean, good God, I wish I had your talents. I really do. I'm envious, but you're my friend, and I'm just gonna say, you know what? She's a part of me, and I get to appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If not for you and your kindness that you've shown to me every single time I reached out to you, if not for you and your wife, Crystal, and so many others, I wouldn't be feeling so whole in my personal self. And that's the truth. For everybody I've talked to on Messenger, for everybody who's posted that comment on, I want you to know I love you so much.
Well, I think we all believe it. I want to let